Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome with us on Eyes on Us Talk Show. Okay, today we will accompany you with a talk show program that will definitely discuss an exciting topic with an amazing speaker. By the way, I want to ask you guys, when is Batik Day?
Batik Day isn't that on 2nd October?
Although today isn't the batik day, we have to proud to use batik in our daily life.
From earlier, we talked about batik because we will discuss the topic about art and literature in Indonesia.
Yes, you're right. Batik is one of the most famous art in Indonesia, and yeah.
Wow, that's why we have to be proud of that. Especially we will accompanied by the one of lecturer who has so many talents and achievements.
You guys must be curious too, right? Okay, so give applause to Mr. Dedi Sulaiman.
Hello ladies, again and again. This is with you ladies.
Yeah. Good morning, Mr. Dedi.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm wonderful today. What about you ladies?
I'm great too.
Okay, that's good. Nice to hear.
For your information, Mr. Dedi has several papers which presented in several countries. Maybe you know how many countries you've been visited?
If I'm not mistaken, I have visited about 9 cities with 9 countries with 4 continents. 4 continents. We have 5 continents, and I have visited 4 continents. One continent that I should visit the next year would be Australia. So it will be complete with 5 continents.
Wow, that's so amazing, guys.
Okay.
Have you ever visited art exhibition or something like that in those countries?
Yeah, I have visited some countries, and because I teach literature, so the exhibition would be related to culture. In England in 2013, we have the events there, and the exhibition is about the culture. And because I am the trainer of halal, so the exhibition would be also about halal. So I am the English literature lecturer, but I am also certified by halal, by the Ministry of Religious Affairs. So I have to present also about halal, and I have visited some of the events related to exhibition in halal.
Okay, so every countries have their own characteristic in art. In your opinion, what makes Indonesian art, specifically visual art, is unique and special in Indonesia? What makes it different?
Okay, yeah. One thing that we have to be proud of Indonesia, we have the uniqueness of the arts or literature or visual arts of every local in Indonesia. You know, if we visit some countries, they have one language and probably one culture. But since Indonesia has one language like Bahasa Indonesia, Indonesia also has local languages. So these local languages forms the local culture. That's why we have the uniqueness in terms of local culture that is not owned by other countries by the same language.
Okay, so Indonesian visual art has had its own characteristics since pre-modern times.
Yes.
And what characteristics are still carried over to modern visual artworks today?
Well, yeah, we have the artifact like in temple, the visual arts, everything is graphed in the visual art. So we have many fact that the artifact, and we have to appreciate that before Indonesia is declared in 1928 as one language, also one culture, but in the past we have the artifact, and this is the visual arts like grave in the temple, and also today we have the drawing, we have the other fact that is still generated from time to time.
Okay, do you guys know which visual art existed since pre-modern times?
What's the
Yeah, there are puppets, masks, and table painting. Talking about puppets, have you ever watched any puppet show, Mr. Dedi?
Yeah, I think we live in a different era. In the past, when I was in elementary school, this is one of my and our favorite show, but puppet, because I think in the past we have the big white screen in the yards, in the fields. Then the community or the society will gather in the fields to show, to see, okay, the show, the performance of puppets, and that is one of the performance, the visual arts and the history probably in the past, because you know today the show of puppets would be changed from the show to YouTube. So this is digital. So probably this is this is the same, the performance, like the music and then the master of puppets, the puppet itself. But now this is the era, and the era is changed from the past until now. So the performance is different.
Okay, so what do you feel when you watch the puppet show back then?
Yeah, probably in the past, I have to say to you, because we have different culture. In the past, this is one of the entertainment to gather with other friends, with other communities. So this is one of happiness. This is one of our joy to see the performance of puppets. And now when I was in senior high school, probably one of the uniqueness of puppet is the philosophical statement, philosophical value. It could be from Islam or from the whole life of culture. I think I have to emphasize that this is not only the joy, but this is the learning point, how to live well. That is my point.
That's cool.
Yeah, puppet shows are indeed interesting. However, it will be even more interesting if we saw the performance of the believers.
Yeah.
Okay, before we continue our discussion for today, let's first watch the amazing performance from Group 14.
Okay.
Hai.
Ulah geuning Garbi, maneh mah ngaraos wae.
Punten, HP abi cikeneh murag. Lagu pop Sunda teh beres, hayang apal embung.
Hayang, tapi engke abi. Maneh nyaho salat ho.
Punten Cika.
Ih. Kamana wae maneh? Hah? Hah? Heh.
Kamari teh abi nyeting loker. Meh unggal dibuka aya laguan. Hade teu.
Heeh.
Jadi kumaha?
Abi tik payun nya. Assalamualaikum. Hai Teresa.
Tah, iya gening nu di tayangan Kak Fadi.
Niki, ka dia geura tinggal ieu. Teresa,
Barbie,
Teresa.
Barbie. Ih,
Ah.
Okay, welcome back to Eyes on Us talk show. Earlier we have discussed about pre-modern visual art. So let's move on to the modern visual art.
I want to tell you something. Our culture is batik is one of the examples of modern visual art.
Yeah.
And how is the development of modern visual art in Indonesia?
Yeah, the visual art that is represented in batik is right, and it reflects the modernity or the change time to time. And you know, ladies, today we can see batik in collaboration with the football club, you know, like Arsenal. This is batik, but there is Manchester United. So that is the combination of batik and football club. I don't know whether this is good or no, but this is reality. Have you ever seen batik combined with that football club? Yeah, you know that. So as the time changes, as the time flies, batik itself transforms from the manual art in chanting, and then so with machine, and then also the combination between batik and other visual arts like football club. That is the transformation batik in the past and today's visual arts.
Hi, that's great.
Mm.
So now look at our material today.
Okay.
Batik and songket. These are the
Mm.
example of modern visual art.
Mm.
They are beautiful, aren't they?
Yeah, that's right.
Then let's move to our main topic, art.
Okay, sir, can you explain us about the development of the literature in Indonesia?
Literature in Indonesia, yeah. From arts to literature, there is the similarities, because in arts we have to think, we have to create, because creativity in art is the most important thing. Because of this creativity, we can produce our visual arts. And then in literature, because literature has the base word of letters. Letters, you know, this is letters, you know, letters. And also we have the creativity on letters. Because by letters we can speak, and by letters we can create our poem, our short story, our drama, our prose. That is letters. And in Indonesia and also all of countries in the world, they have the literature, because literature something like the story from our parents, our grandparents. That is literature. Probably in the past, literature is only the story. This is from spoken. Before they recognize words and letters. And now literature develops significantly, and there are many departments related to literature, like English literature, Sundanese literature, Indonesian literature, German literature, Arabic literature, Chinese literature. And literature has been a major in our university environment. So that we know the development of literature. This is not only the story you are writing in your diary and then you are making a poem, but it is a department in university level.
Okay, so can you also mention the examples of each Indonesian literature periods?
Well, let's see. I would like to explain it. This is the modern Indonesian writing. It began to appear by 1920s, largely by Balai Pustaka. Okay, Although you are English literature, you have the subject for about 4 credit semester Indonesian writing, and in Indonesian writing you know Balai Pustaka. This is the most historical event, Balai Pustaka. It happens in 1920s. And then the Indonesian Literary Journal Pujangga Baru with this EYD Pujangga Baru began in 1930s, and then Kartini letters become a book and published in 1920. Then Javanese writer have dominated the section. I mean, the men like Rongo Warsito. This is one of the literary men. This is famous in Japanese. Okay, after President Suharto took control the government in the mid of 1960s, the publishing house declined following the total ban of books with leftist themes. The new state publishing house of the state became Gramedia and adjunct to the Kompas daily newspaper. And today, probably we have now the news. There are many news actually. Kompas yang you know that's our website. The important literature work, Me and Toba, Notes from Childhood Times by Pospos, Village Childhood, Muhammad Derajat, and Siti Nurbaya, a girl's name, by Mara Husri. And this Siti Nurbaya is the representation of the literature in Indonesia. It happened in Sumatra, and that is the development of Indonesian literature from Sumatra in Siti Nurbaya by Mara Husli, and Childhood Experience by Nur Sultan Iskandar. This is the little development of Indonesian modern literature.
Wow, those are the amazing works that we commonly know, and I also recommend you to read those works.
Okay,
So that's all about today's topic, such an amazing topic. I started.
Okay.
Of course. Thank you so much, Mr. Dedi, for coming to our show.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me to come to your talk show.
Also, thank you for everyone who contributed to this show, including our best home band.
We apologize if there's any mistake that we made during the show.
See you on the next Eyes on Us.
Okay.